What a beautiful Easter gift Scott just gave to the leader of the opposition. That was really nice. I appreciate that.
It does not stop here. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today, we've got nepotism. We've got more talk of floor crossers. We've got a liberal praising Pierre on mainstream media. We've got a bunch of stuff. Let's jump into this. Starting this episode off, we've got Carney here with a happy Easter, Canada, except this photo was from a year ago. He quickly got fact-checked. Melissa, a whole bunch of people posting this is from last year. You can see April 20th, 2025. Mark Carney posting the same photo here. This is embarrassing. He just keeps recycling posts. We saw this earlier with him recycling one of the Canadian Army photos when he was with them. He does this a lot. It's misleading. Obviously, Mr. Liar here, not surprised. We've got the conclusion of Francois Philippe Champagne and all the bankers, Brookfield, etc., going over to China. It says Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister Champagne and the Bank of Canada, Governor Tiff Macklin have signed a global financial governance agreement, whatever that means, but they signed it. Yeah, we know this is not good for Canada because the Liberals never do anything good for Canada. We got this in the news here from CBC. Nunavut has 1 year left before devolution continues in effect. Is the territory ready? So this is basically the agreement that Trudeau did in 2024, give back the land, water, etc. to Nunavut. In reality, we know what's happening with this is China is trying to get in bed with First Nations and take over all our critical minerals to have strategic advantage over America. And Mark Carney and the Liberals are allowing them to do this. That's what all this stuff is about. They've been in bed with the Chinese for a long time. We're talking the corrupt Communist Party of China. Obviously not the people of China. They're being enslaved by the CCP themselves as well. And Canada is slowly succumbing to this in our own country. The evolution in Nunavut is set to take place in 1 year's time. And although there's still a lot to do before the deadline, but he's confident the territory is on track. The federal government has gradually transferred responsibility for things like health, education, social services, housing, and airports to the three territories since the 1960s, devolving the responsibility of land and resources in Nunavut, currently held by the federal government of the Crown Indigenous Relations and Northern Affairs Canada, was the next step. So while they're making this all flowery, like they're giving back the land and the control to Nunavut, really this is just opening up for China to take advantage of critical minerals in the north and destabilizing our defense up there, or our ability to set up defense. Moving ahead, the craziness does not stop. We've got Joel Dennis Bellevance, a Quebec pundit. Listen to this, saying that the Liberals are talking to 10 more people to cross the floor.
Oh, yeah. A cup of tea in Terrebonne.
Yeah, exactly. Quite a few cups. Do you agree with the assessment around the election?
Yes, Mr. Carney does not want an election, but also he's got some key people talking to opposition parties. I'm told up to 10 MPs are still in discussion with Liberal delegates from the Mr. Carney's office. So there's still discussion going on. So they're still hoping to get more of opposition MPs from the Conservative Party or even the NDP, not the Bloc Québécois, I don't think, but it's still a possibility that more may cross the floor to join the Liberal camp. So
10 people. Now, we don't necessarily want to take this guy at their word because it's coming from La Presse. They receive government funds. They recently stopped running the Food Professor's article after he had a post on X talking about organizations getting government funds. They dropped his column that had been running for 25 years. To take it for what you will, Carney wants to bring over 10 more people. What's the point of voting if they can just entice these people with bribes? What's the point of elections if Carney's just going to cheat the system? Carney's a cheat. This is not democracy. This is ridiculous. Now, we'll see what happens, but I mean, are they going to bring over the entire NDP party? And he says no one from the Bloc. I don't think Elizabeth May's going anywhere. Do they have more plants in the Conservative Party? It seems Michael Mall was a plant from the start. D'Entremont and Jenner are just weak men who broke under the pressure. They got something enticing. You know, weak men make weak decisions. Meanwhile, in Canada here, I mean, nothing's changed. Unemployment, the deficit, food inflation, it's just getting worse. It's not getting better. Moving ahead, we've got CTV News with this. Ottawa announces another $51 million in aid programming for Ukraine because Canadian lives don't matter. So they'll send the money over to Ukraine. The Liberals don't care about our country, period. Why doesn't Ukraine sell their gold reserves? Why are we giving them so much of our money? These are the questions that should be asked. They have a ton of gold reserves. They're not selling them. Do we get huge swaths of land in Ukraine after this is all said and done? Are they going to be mining minerals and just giving them to us for free because of all the money we're giving them right now? No, we're just getting ripped off. Next up, we got Jasmine clipping this one here. Nick Nanos talking about dark economic clouds coming. Interesting shift in the polls here.
And we are seeing dark economic clouds gathering when we look right across the board. You know, you were asking about the top issues of concern. Check it out. In the last 4 weeks, jobs in the economy has jumped 6 percentage points as the top national issue of concern. It's at around 23%, followed by concern about Trump in the U.S. at 12, inflation at 11, healthcare at 8, immigration at 5, and peace at around 4. But, the big takeaway here is that is a significant increase. It speaks to the pressure that our Canadians are under to pay for the groceries and now to pay for the gas.
Look at this. This is no joke. So we're talking February is this light color and March is this color. We're talking 1 month in polling here. Jobs was a 16.7. Now it's 22.5. And you can see Trump has dropped from 17 to 11. People are not caring about Trump anymore, and it's all about jobs and the economy. All the rest of this stuff is pretty much the same. Unfortunately, people think Mark Carney is the genius banker who's going to save them. They don't realize that he has a plan that's great for him, not great for the rest of us. It's been dark for 11 years. Why? Corrupt liberal government. Why don't they talk about the effect that CUSMA official negotiations are already happening in Mexico, USA, soon Canada too. Also the fact that China EV from Canada won't be accepted in the US. Yeah, America's not bringing those EVs in. They're not going to allow them in. You're going to have this weird economy where some people can't drive over the border. They can't do business over the border because they can't move their vehicles over there, can't deliver stuff. It's very bizarre. Having Chinese spy vehicles driving around. If you look in Australia, they've allowed them down there. They've got BYD and whatever else, Chinese vehicles down there. Doesn't mean it's a good thing. We got Donald Trump coming out with a wild tweet here. Tuesday will be Power Plant Day, the Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one, Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the effing straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise to be Allah, President Donald J. Trump. So he's sick and tired of the Strait of Hormuz being closed, and he is threatening to wipe out their entire power grid, their power plants, put them back into the Stone Age. He's given them, I believe, 48 hours till Tuesday. Jumping over to CTV here, we've got none other than Scott Reed, liberal Scott Reed, praising Pierre Poilievre. I don't get it. Never seen this before, but here it is.
Speaking of things that are beyond our control, the war in Iran, Scott, and the impact on the price of oil and therefore the price of fuel prompted the leader of the opposition, Pierre Poilievre, this week to call for a lifting of the federal portion of the gas tax until the end of the year, until 2027. What do you think strategically is motivating that, and do you think it'll work?
I think it's smart. I think it's smart politics. I think, to be honest with you, Pierre Poilievre has had a good week. He's been sharp and focused, and his message has been concentrated, whether it's, trying to cancel the Alto high-speed rail, which I think, there's a lot of concerns from people in my neck of the woods in Eastern Ontario, or this gas tax issue, because it is a remedy. Because it is a visible, demonstrable action that could be taken by government. There may be good arguments against taking it, but it's a demonstrable, concrete thing that could be done that would have some measure of relief in a situation that Canadians think is completely out of their control. And it is out of our control. Gas prices go up by 8 cents one day, 12 another. And so saying, well, here's some measure of hope. I thought it was smart messaging. I thought it was on point and probably resonates with people.
Yeah, that's really something there. Scott Reed praising Pierre Poilievre's week. And yeah, talking about the gas, I just filled up half a tank and it was $85. Now, the reason why Carney's not getting rid of the GST on gas is because he wants people to be pissed off and then blame it on Donald Trump. He needs to flare that up. This is all political. He doesn't care about our lives. It's all about power. It is so dirty and rotten. There needs to be a better system in our country. It's complete garbage how it's set up. I don't think they predicted when they initially set up our system or brought it over from England that it would be so abused and corrupted by politicians like the Liberals. That's where we are here today. We need to have a referendum way to get rid of corrupt prime ministers that are running this like the Brookfield Party of Canada and Mark Carney. Instead, we've got an authoritarian leader who is clearly just running around doing Brookfield deals as an arm of Brookfield and refuses to do anything that's right by the people, like remove the GST off of gas right now.
What do you think?
What a beautiful Easter gift Scott just gave to the leader of the opposition. That was really nice. I appreciate that. I agree with, and I'm going to agree with Scott as a result. Look, in the gas price, the government has to do something, and here's the reason why. The excise tax is fixed, so it doesn't matter how much it costs per liter at the pump. It's going to stay and remain the same number. I think it's 9 cents. However, what does go up with the price is the HST. It is the GST that the feds get. It's the amount that the provinces get. There's no way a government should be getting richer off of the fact that gas is going up as a result of a conflict halfway around the world. And they should somehow figure out, well, what is it that I'm going to give up? Is it going to be part of the excise tax, which they can do a little bit easier than waiving HST on it? But both of those are available to them. And it's smart politics, but it is also, I think, a good protective for them. If they want to keep all that tax money rolling in, so they can, do better on their bottom line, fine. But it's going to be apparent to the people who are trying to fill their tank up to go visit somebody on a holiday weekend.
There are opposition parties in other provinces asking their governments too, because
Yeah, so she just gets into that. Other provincial parties talking about it. Bob Canoe dropping the gas tax. I believe he's the only one. When it comes down to it, this is about the Liberals keeping power. They need Donald Trump to stay scary, so they're not going to change this. It's so ugly how they're running our country. Now, going back to what Scott was saying here, talking about the Alto high-speed rail and Pierre Poilievre's stance on that, I thought I'd bring up this. Why is no one talking about how this Alto high-speed rail project, which is a crown corporation set up by the government, you can see right on Alto's own website, Alto is a project and contracting authority leading the development, implementation, and oversight of the project on behalf of the government of Canada as a crown corporation. Why is this crown corporation that's in charge of this $90 billion project have Francois Philippe Champagne's wife as the vice president of environment for it? I'm sorry, how is this not nepotism? To get, what is this, a $250,000 per year salary? Anne-Marie Gaudet, you can see here, Anne-Marie Gaudet, Vice President Alto. This is another press release here. Alto launches 2026 phase. We go to this website, North Star. This is a Canadian bilingual media outlet launched in January 2022. If you search Francois Philippe Champagne or his wife Anne, you get this dead website off of the North Star, but using the Wayback Machine, we can find the website here, Francois Philippe Champagne. There's quite a bit of information here on him. Before entering politics, Champagne was the director at the British multinational consulting company Amick Foster Wheeler for 5 years. He's vice president and senior counsel at ABB, European multinational electrical engineering firm. Champagne has 2 rental properties in London, England. He's a beneficiary of multiple trust funds. His brother is Guillaume, owns Seajet Aviation. We'll get back to his brother here in a second. It says a company provides parking, maintenance, detailed services for private aircraft. His father is Gilles Champagne, successful businessman with numerous companies. I've already brought this up before. Bionest Technologies, multi-million-dollar company which designs and manufactures wastewater treatment systems. And his wife right here, Anne-Marie Gaudet, holds vice president role at Alto, Crown Corporation. I'm sorry, what? We can also see on this Globe and Mail article here, I've got it highlighted, his partner, Anne-Marie Gaudet, Francois Philippe Champagne's wife, vice president of environment of the Alto high-speed project, as in she's in control, I'm guessing, of all the environmental concerns of which land gets expropriated, as they like to call it. It's seized, taken by the government. I'm sorry, this is all a little rich here. With a big project like this, big salary, this is a major boost in her career, I can only imagine, going forward. It just increases her worth in the market dramatically. It doesn't stop there. And we got Francois's brother here. The businessman was accused of street candy production with Hell's Angels and weapon possession. That's right. This is Francois Philippe Champagne's brother. As I mentioned here, Guillaume Champagne, 32, refused to pay a $100,000 bonus in fees claimed by his lawyer, who filed a civil suit against him. This is after he got acquitted. A businessman charged with running a Hells Angel linked M-Word lab managed to negotiate his acquittal with the Crown just as his brother, now a federal minister, was preparing to enter politics. So this whole article goes into this, how his brother had a whole bunch of these pills press, all of this bad stuff, and he was able to get out of it. Francois Philippe Champagne was officially the Liberal candidate in St. Maurice Champlain riding and was elected in October 2015. The reasons for his negotiated acquittal will not be made public by the Director of Criminal and Penal Prosecutions, a spokesperson told the Journal. It is reasonable to assume that the prosecution was not convinced it could establish the accused's guilt and prove that he knew what was happening in his basement. So all this stuff was happening in his basement. He's like, I don't know what's going on in there, and they let him off. Just happens to be the brother of Francois Philippe Champagne. We've got his wife here, Vice President of Environment at Alto. Yeah, this is all a load of garbage. How is this not nepotism? Now, what's Carney up to these days? Well, he's at an Ottawa Senators game because he doesn't really spend that much time working.
Those in attendance here today, the Prime Minister, along with Sens owner Michael Landlauer. Well, wasn't Mark Carney a hockey player, goaltender?
Yeah, he's a Harvard goalie, yeah.
Back in the day? Yeah. Grew up playing hockey in Edmonton.
You notice what they're saying? Grew up in Edmonton, Harvard goalie, blah, blah, blah. I thought this was a good poster here by Anti-Boomer showing how CBC running this article, Harper called hypocrite over usage of jets. PM once accused Liberals of overusing Challengers, but used one to fly to hockey game. Meanwhile, Mark Carney flies down to Harvard just to visit his daughter for one day, is seen at practically every single sporting event that has ever come out ever. That's all he does is goes to sporting events. Moving ahead, we've got Rebel News here. Asking people at Carney's event at his 1,000 $1,775 per plate event. Why they support Mark Carney. Look at this. They don't know why.
Are you going to the Liberal fundraising dinner?
Yes.
Okay, then. Can you make the case for the Mark Carney Liberals, sir?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, I don't blame you. Can you make the case for Mark Carney?
No, sorry, guys.
Oh, you can't? Okay. Can you make the case for the Mark Carney Liberals?
That's up to Mark Carney to make for you.
Oh, really? Are you going to the Liberal fundraising dinner?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Can you make the case for the Mark Carney Liberals, sir?
I'm sorry, no problem.
Oh, okay. How's the elbows up thing going?
Oh, it's going great, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you give me a tangible sign of an achievement?
I know I don't travel to the United States. I haven't since the end of COVID.
Oh, okay.
And when I shop on Amazon, I look for Canadian products.
How about yourself, ma'am? Now, I guess
Canada's full of complete idiots. Like, that's what we've learned.
you're going to the Liberal fundraising dinner. Guy's got the personality of Frankenstein. Can you make the case for the Mark Carney Liberals?
Not to you.
Okay, fair enough. How about you, sir? Why do you support the Mark Carney Liberals?
You're doing a good job. No, he doesn't want to speak with you either.
Oh, you speak for him?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, what, you're your
authorized
spokesman?
me, yeah.
He authorized you?
Yes.
Who is he?
I don't know.
He must be very important if he has a minion like you to speak for. Hi, sir. Are you going to the dinner?
Was it a dinner?
Oh, I thought so. 1775.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay then.
I'm just going in to get a few comments from the Prime Minister.
Oh, are you a journalist, sir?
You never know.
Wow, can you put a good word in for us and we'll follow you in?
Well, I don't think that they'll allow you to follow me in.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's maybe it's a free speech issue for them. I have no concept of why.
And
wouldn't allow you.
that's a good point. Why are the Carney Liberals so obsessed with these censorship bills, sir?
I have no idea why they're, engaged in the censorship bill, other than the fact that we should have free speech in the country.
Okay.
And that all people should have a right to speak their positions.
Yes.
And when we stop allowing free speech in the country, that degrades democracy.
Well, sir, we have consensus. No, folks.
We're already at that point. Carney was throwing people out of his events during the election. The Liberals are all about lie, cheat, and steal. That's all they are.
There's a lot of people that seem to be lost on the commute home. So many say they don't know why they're here, but it's a 1775 plate Liberal Party of Canada fundraising dinner. And people seem a little dazed and confused. I guess that's what you have to be a Liberal voter these days, don't you?